folks, welcome to another virtual Pilates mat class. Today we're going to use a band, a TheraBand if you have one. If you don't have a TheraBand, you could use potentially a towel, a pair of old tights or leggings, or even a scarf. If you have a band and you don't have it near you, just pause the video and hunt up your band. And what we're also going to do is just double check our bands. So we're just going to run our eyes down the edges of them. You basically just want to make sure that there are no tears in them. If there's a tear in your band, it's best to replace it because at some point it's actually probably going to snap and you don't want it to actually snap and hit you in the face. If you need a new band, feel free to let me know. I can always post one to you. I sell them for like $5. Okay, so we're going to use a band. Feel free to roll yourself out. If you haven't already rolled yourself out, roll yourself out. I'm going to leave the roller out of it for today because I want to start us directly straight down on our mat. So you're going to bring yourself down, have your band near you. You don't need to have it with you in your hand at the moment, but have it near you within arm's reach. We're going to lie down on your back into our supine position. As you're going down, have a little moment to think about your alignment. So we want knees in line with second toe and knees in line with hip bones, okay? You're going to lie down on your back and you're just going to make sure that your head, neck and shoulders is nice and organised. So you want a nice little gap between your chin and your chest. You should take your gaze up towards the ceiling to have that nice little gap and good organisation of your head, neck and shoulder alignment. You're going to take your hands and you're going to just place them in the base of your rib cage. Middle fingers are just touching each other. So just a nice gentle little touch of the middle fingers. That's going to give us some feedback of how our ribs are moving. First thing you're going to do is a little body scan. So you're just going to start at the head, at your head, and just think about head, neck and shoulders, that area of your body first. What's touching the mat and what isn't touching the mat. You're going to work your way down through your rib cage. Again, what's touching the mat and what isn't touching the mat. Down through your lower back area. Think about what's touching and what isn't touching. Down through your hips. And then go right down to your feet. What's touching and what isn't touching the mat. How does your body feel on your mat today? Then we're going to start with some breathing. Some nice big deep breaths. So we're breathing in through our nose if we can. And we're breathing out through our mouth. Big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. You're going to keep breathing like that for me. You should be feeling your ribs just gently moving underneath your hands. And in a perfect world, your middle fingers will be coming apart. In a perfect world, you'll feel the ribs gently pushing into your mat. There's no tension in your head, neck and shoulders. You're letting as much air into your lungs as you can. You're slowly letting all that air out. We're going to do 2 more breaths. Big deep breath in. Exhale out. 1 more breath pattern for me. Big deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. One hand is going to stay on your rib cage. One hand is going to rest on your stomach for me. So you're going to breathe with your belly. Some diaphragmatic breathing. So you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe in, you're going to feel your belly lifting up underneath your hand. And as you breathe out, you're going to feel that belly just gently sinking and dropping back down. So as you breathe in, you feel your belly lifting. As you breathe out, you feel that belly dropping. Big deep breaths, still breathing in through your nose if you can. And out through your mouth. Gently breathing into the back of the ribs. Letting as much air out as you can, and out. 1 more breath pattern like that. Big deep breath in through your nose, and out through your mouth. You're going to bring your arms down by your side. You're going to reach your fingers to your toes, so your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to start with some little pelvic tilts. You're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to gently tip your pelvis backwards and let your spine completely flatten and open into the mat. And then you're going to roll your pelvis forwards and allow your back to arch. So gentle tilt back of the pelvis and allow the spine to flatten into the mat. Roll the pelvis forwards and let the back arch. So you're gently going backwards and forwards, allow the spine to flatten and imprint, and then roll the pelvis forwards and let the back arch. Knees are still, try not to let them move. Gently rolling backwards, spine flattens, roll forwards, back arches. 2 more each way. Exhaling to roll backwards and allow the spine to flatten. Inhaling to roll the pelvis forwards at the back arch. 1 more each way. Gentle roll back, spine flattens, roll forwards, back arches, and rest in neutral. We're going to come into some bridges. So you're going to stand firmly in your feet, shoulders nice and relaxed. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to tip the pelvis backwards, allow the spine to flatten, and then you're going to peel your spine up off of the mat. You're coming up to about the base of your shoulder blades. You're going to pause there and breathe in. You're going to breathe out to articulate down through each vertebrae one at a time, and then you're going to let your pelvis roll through neutral down the bottom. So you're breathing in first. As you breathe out, a little tip back of the pelvis, allow the spine to flatten, and then come up into that nice elongated bridge position. Pause at the top, take a breath in, exhale out, down through each vertebrae one at a time, and then the pelvis rolls through neutral. So you're going to bridge in your own time. Start to think about what's happening with your knees. Knees nice and still, staying in line with your second toes. So imagine that your second toe, your knee and your hip bone are on train tracks, and those train tracks are staying nice and even. Feet are firm on the mat. So as you're bridging, try not to let the insides of your feet lift. You want to maintain even weight distribution right across those feet. Nice and relaxed through head, neck and shoulders. Still that little engagement of your arms into the floor to assist you to keep your back muscles switched on. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprint, send your knees out towards your toes, hold there, keep the knees there for as long as you can, down through each vertebrae, bit by bit, pelvis rolls through neutral at the bottom, and 1 more. Inhale first, exhale, tip the pelvis backwards, the spine imprints, float up into your bridge position, pause at the top, take a breath in, and down you come. Each vertebrae peels down one at a time, and your pelvis rolls through neutral and rest. Reach over and grab your band or replica band. Take your foot, place your foot into the band, and make that band as flat along your foot as you can. Okay, it's just going to be more comfortable. Middle of the foot, 1 hand holding each side of that band and elbows down on the mat. Okay, not too much tension. You've got some tension, but you don't feel like that band is about to snap. Stretch your opposite leg out long and straight along the mat and flex your foot so your toes are pulled towards your nose. We're going to do some big circles. So you're going to go across your body. You're going to take your leg down to the bottom of the mat. You're going to go right out to the side and back up to the top. You're going to inhale as your leg goes across your body. You're going to exhale as you sweep that leg around and back to the top. 1 full breath pattern, an inhale and an exhale for each circle. Now that right leg of yours is still. Try not to let it wobble around. Your shoulders are staying connected to the mat. So yes, your hip lifts off of the mat as you go across your body, but you're not rocking and rolling around through your body. You want to keep that body stable. Breath helps you to do the movement. So inhale for me and exhale. Go to change direction. So take your leg out towards the side, bring your leg down to the bottom of the mat and back up to the top. So let them flow. Elbows are staying connected to the mat, so try not to let your arms lift. Wrists can swivel around, back off the tension if you want to back off the tension. Your right leg's not moving, keep it nice and still. Keep that breath going, same thing. And inhale and exhale for each circle for me. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, swing it around. Last one. Pause at the top. Okay, hamstring stretch. So bring your foot towards your face as much as you can without hurting yourself. If you're feeling more this in your knee, bend your knee slightly. If you're feeling this in your calf, point your toes to the ceiling slightly. You want a hamstring stretch here. Take both of those bands and put them into your opposite hand. So my left leg's in the band, my right hand is holding onto those 2 bands. And then take your leg across your body, but keep your shoulders on the mat. You might want to slide your hand out a bit wider to give you some stability. Again, the closer that foot becomes towards your face, the more intense that stretch will be. You want to feel it stretching, but you don't want to hurt yourself. And breathe. Leg is going to come back to the ceiling. I want you to flip those bands into your opposite hand. Other arm goes out towards the side. You're going into that nice inner thigh stretch. Again, keep your body on the mat. Try not to let yourself roll off of the mat. Should feel a lovely stretch down through your inner thigh. The closer that foot is towards your face, the more intense that stretch will be. Breathing in, breathing out. Then your leg comes back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to get you to take your foot completely out. I want you to stretch your legs out long and straight, and I want you to feel the difference between your legs. It's good to do that every now and then, to just take a moment for the brain and the body to have a little connection there and go, okay, you know what, that does actually feel better. I do feel length in my leg. I do feel more open through my lower back. Just helps to retrain the muscle groups. Okay, then when you're ready, carefully put your opposite foot up into that band. Again, make it as flat as you can, holding onto one side of that band in each hand, elbows down on the mat. Other legs out long and straight, and your foot is flexed, so your toes are pulled towards your nose. You're going to inhale to go across your body, exhale around and up to the top. That left leg is still, and we've got those two, that full breath pattern, inhale and exhale. So both inhale, exhale for one circle. Left leg's not moving, shoulders staying connected to the mat, elbows staying down on the mat, and just let them flow nice and controlled. Inhale, exhale, out, around and up. Nice and stable through the torso, hip lifts, but there's no rocking and rolling around of your body. When you get to the top, change the direction, leg out towards the side, bring it down, around and up. And breathe. Left leg's not moving, foot is flexed, toes pulled towards your nose, just let them flow. Shoulders staying nice and relaxed, there's no tension there. Inhale, exhale. Nice big deep breaths. Let's do two more. When you've done your last one, you're going to hold at the top and hamstring stretch. So again, as straight a leg as you can. If it's giving you grief in your knee, bend your knee slightly. If you're feeling it more in your calf, point your toes slightly to the ceiling and get a nice stretch through the back of that leg. Big deep breaths. Okay. Let's put both of those bands into our opposite hand. We'll go across the body first. Other arm can be out on the floor a little bit wider to give you some stability so you're not going to roll off of your mat. Again, closer that foot comes to your face, the more intense that will be. Big deep breaths. Then you're going to take your leg to the ceiling. You're going to hold on with your opposite hand and you're going to go into a little inner thigh stretch. And breathe. Nice big deep breath. In, breathing out. One more breath pattern here. And then you're going to bring your leg back to the ceiling. You're going to untangle your foot out of the band. You're going to keep that band in your hands. You're going to stretch both legs out nice and long and straight. Okay, let's bend our knees. Have our feet hip width distance apart. I want you to take the band and hold it in your hands. And you've just got it resting sort of in the crease of your thumb and your index finger. And there's not much tension on it. You don't want it loose, but you don't want to be pulling on it. Then a very small engagement of pulling the arms apart. Now there's not that much tension on my band, it's just a small engagement. Feet hip width distance apart. That helps keep your shoulders broad and wide and your back muscles switched on. Going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, your arms are going to come down towards your thighs. The band's going to touch your thighs. Your gaze is between your legs, and then the band and your arms come back to the ceiling above your head. So you're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to come up, gaze down between your thighs, and then bring the band back up towards the ceiling. Broad shoulders, a little bit of tension on that band, but not a lot. Exhaling as you come up for me, and then lower yourself all the way down. You're going to feel how your spine changes from a neutral spine to an imprinted spine as you come up, and then you lower yourself all the way down. We've got 3 of these to go. Breathing in, breathe out to come up, gaze down between those thighs, and lower down. Keeping the shoulders broad and wide. The band will help you to do that. And you've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, up you come, and then all the way down. Okay, pause there, bend your arms, let your arms relax for a second, keep the band in your hand swing. We're going to set that up by taking our legs to tabletop. If you prefer to have your feet still on the ground, feel free to do so. So, float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath in, bring the second leg to join it. Band comes up above your head. Inhale for me first. Exhale, lift head, neck and shoulders, gaze down between your thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down. Use your breath to help you. Inhale, exhale, up you come, and lower yourself all the way down. Get a little bit of tension on that band, but not a heap. Up you come, look down between the middle of your legs, and lower yourself down. We're going to do 3 more. Inhaling first, exhale, up you come, lower yourself all the way down. Nice broad shoulders, breathing in, breathing out to come up and down. And last one for me, inhale, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift, lower down, pause here, lower one leg down to rest, lower the other leg down to rest, bring your arms back down. Okay, we're going to add on one more time. So we're going to tabletop. As our arms come down and our band touches our thighs, we're going to stretch one leg out to a 45-degree angle. Then we'll bring that leg back to tabletop. As we do the next one, opposite leg goes out to 45. Okay? You can stay in tabletop. You could stay with your feet down on the ground. You can choose. So float your arms above your shoulders. A little bit of a connection through your band, but not a heap. Tummy muscles are switched on. Float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath in, bring your second leg up to join it. Now, breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your head, neck and shoulders. Stretch one leg out to a 45-degree angle. The band touches the top of your knee. Bring your leg back to tabletop, arm back to the ceiling. Changing sides. Inhale, exhale, up you come. Stretch one leg out to 45s and then back down. Keep that little bit of attention on the band. You're going to alternate legs as you stretch them out. So one leg stretches to the 45-degree. The opposite leg is still at a 90-degree angle. Nice and relaxed through your head, neck and shoulders. Don't let any tension come up into them for me. Use your gaze. Your gaze is important. You want it to be down between the middle of your legs. We've got one more on each side. Inhale, exhale. Head, neck and shoulders lift. Stretch that leg out. Back down you come. And last one. Pause at the top. Lower head, neck and shoulders down. Float one leg down. Float the other leg down. Taking your band straight above your head. Stretch your legs out nice and long for me. Go into a nice full body stretch. A little bit of a pull out on that band to stretch through your arms. They should be a little bit wider than your mat if you can. Not too much tension. If you're sick of holding the band, feel free to let go and just stay in a full body stretch. And then breathe in, breathe out to float those long arms to the ceiling. You may or may not still have hold of your band, and bring it all the way down by your side. Just drop your band on the floor next to you. We will use it again shortly. We're going to roll you onto your side. You're going to cradle your head in on your arm for me. And you're going to have both knees bent. So both knees are bent. Feet are tucked back in line with your hips. Head is resting on your arm. Chin's up off of your chest for me. So you don't want to be tucking your chin too much forwards. It should mean that your gaze is directly across your room. Hand's going to come on your hip. You're going to push your hip away and you're going to create that little gap underneath your waistline. So your waistline has gone from being sunken down onto the mat to being lifted, which has put you in a neutral spine position. Hand on your hip can stay there or it can come on the mat. You can choose. Feet are going to stay touching. You're going to lift the top knee up off of the bottom knee and then you're going to lower it down. As you open and close that knee joint, your pelvis is still. So as you lift your knee, if you feel your pelvis tipping backwards, then you're going to change the range. You're going to decrease it. Don't open the knee quite so far. Let your breath assist you to do that movement, inhaling and exhaling. Nice and controlled. If you prefer your hand down on the mat for some extra stability, feel free to put your hand down on the mat. Nice big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Chin's up off of your chest, nice and relaxed through your head, neck and shoulders. We're going to do 2 more. Open, close, and last one. And then pause. Stretch your top leg out long and straight and have your heel in line with your hip. So you don't want your leg too far forwards. Flex your foot so your toes are pulled towards your nose. Lift your leg up towards the ceiling and then lower it down. As you lift and lower your leg, your waistline still has that little gap in it. Your foot is staying in line, your heel is staying in line with your hip. If you feel your leg creeping forwards, then just bring it back a bit. Your leg is long. It's like you're trying to reach your heel on the opposite sides of the room. Nice big deep breath, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. You've got 2 to go. Float the leg up and then lower it down. Last one. Pause, let your leg rest. Take your bottom leg and stretch it out long and straight for me. Bring your hand on the mat in front of you. And bring both legs forwards to the front of your mat or thereabouts. So you've got your legs on quite an angle. Bottom foot stays in the mat and bottom foot stays there. Lift the top leg up and take it backwards as far as you can and flex your foot. Okay? Then back there, I want you to draw me some circles. Nice round circles. If you feel your front foot trying to leave the mat, then bring the leg that's at the back slightly further forwards. Big deep breaths. Change direction. Reverse your circles. That leg is still long. That waistline is still lifted. You're breathing in through your nose and you're breathing out through your mouth. You can do 2 more circles. And you're going to pause, bring your leg forwards and lower it all the way down. Take your hand and give your hip a bit of a rub. Tap it out if you like, otherwise just a bit of a massage. Okay, we're going to flip to the opposite end of your mat. Take your time. We're going into our little clams first. So coming right down, cradling your head in on your arm, chin up off of your chest, knees bent, feet tucked back and behind you. So your gaze should be across your room. Hand comes on your hip, push your hip away, create the space that's got a little lift underneath your waistline. Hand can stay on your hip or it can come on the mat, you can choose. You're going to lift the top knee up off of the bottom knee and then you're going to lower it down. You're going to inhale as you lift and you're going to exhale as you lower. As you lift and lower that leg, your pelvis is nice and still. Try not to let it tip backwards. Nice long breaths to assist you to do the movement. Shoulders nice and relaxed, no tension. Chin off of your chest, your head, neck and shoulders are nice and organised. 3 to go. Lift and lower. Nice and controlled. Last one. And pause. Hand can stay on your hip, bring it in front, you can choose, it's entirely up to you. Now stretch the top leg out long and straight and flex your foot. Heel is in line with hip joint, so don't let the leg come too far forwards. Lift the top leg up off of the bottom leg and then lower it down. So it's a gentle lift and lower. It's like you're trying to scrape your heel up the wall on the opposite side of the room. Nice long breaths, gently lifting. Lowering. You've got length in that leg. Lengthen it out as long as you can. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. You're not lifting that leg too high that you feel your waistline dropping down into the mat. We've got 3 to go. Lift and lower. Nice and controlled. And last one. Lower down. Rest for a second. Bring your hand down in front and rest it on the mat in front of you. Stretch both legs out long and straight and bring them forwards towards the front of the mat. So they're almost on the edge of the mat. Bottom foot stays where it is. Top leg lifts. Foot is flexed. Take the leg backwards and you've got circles back here with your heels. Nice round circles. Keep the breath pattern going. If you feel your front foot lifting up off of the mat, bring the leg that's at the back slightly further forwards. Let's change direction. Nice long breaths, legs long, body still, waistline still got that little lift up off the mat. You've got your hand on the mat, but there's not so much pressure in it that your whole body weight is into your hand. 2 more circles. Pause, bring the leg forwards and lower it all the way down. Rub the hip out for a microsecond or 2. Lovely. We're going to flip you over onto your stomach. We're going to go into some little chest expansions. Legs are out nice and long, arms are coming down on the floor, you're in your goalpost position, shoulders away from ears, neck is nice and long, legs are stuck slightly tucked together. Tummy muscles are switched on so you can feel that lift through your belly button. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out to lift just to the base of your ribs for me, and then you're going to lower yourself all the way down. Not too much pressure in those arms. Inhaling first, exhale up, you come just to the base of the ribs and lower all the way down. Neck is nice and long. Breathing in first, breathe out to come up. And then down you go. Legs slightly engaged, tummy muscles switched on, not putting too much pressure into those arms. We're going to do 2 more. Inhaling first, exhale up you come, and then lower all the way down. Last one. Breathing in, breathe out to come up, lower down, pause there. Take your arms, slide them down by your side and turn your palms to the ceiling for me. Toes, big toes, let them touch each other and allow your ankles to flop out to the side, for want of a better word. Arms are long, fingers reaching down towards your toes. We're going to go into some darts. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to lift through your chest, float your arms up off the mat, they're nice and long, and then lower yourself all the way down. Inhale first, exhale up you come. Reach those fingers towards your toes and lower down. Shoulders nice and relaxed and away from your ears. You've got length from the crown of your head right down to your toes. Your breath is assisting you to do the movement. 2 more. Inhale first, exhale up you come. Lower all the way down. And last one, breathing in, breathe out to come up. Lower all the way down. Let's sink back into a little child's pose stretch. So if you can take your backside to your heels and stretch your arms out in front of you. You're going to sink your hips back towards your heels. Arms beside you if that's more comfortable, but you are going to stay here and you're going to breathe. And you're going to breathe into the back of your ribs. Nice big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Big deep breath in and out. And the last one for me, big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. You're going to come forwards down on your stomach and you're going to bring your hands forwards. You're going to rest one hand on top of the other and you're going to rest your forehead down on your hands. If you prefer to have your cheek resting on your hands and your head to the side, that is okay. Shoulders away from your ears, nice long necks. Tummy muscles are engaged. We're going to do some heel beats, some prone heel beats, alright? You're going to keep your body as still as you possibly can. So head's resting, shoulders relaxed, stomach muscles are gently engaged. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to float your legs up. You're going to turn your toes apart and you're going to start to tap, 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 tap. So strong heel beats. Inner thighs should be working, glutes engaged, body stable. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and lower both legs all the way down. So your core is gently switched on, nothing is jammed on. Shoulders are away from your ears. Breathe in, breathe out to float both legs up, turn your toes apart, heels coming together and start to tap, 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 tap. Strong heel beats, body stable, nice and controlled through the torso. Breathing, remember your breath. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and lower them all the way down. Let's flip back into that little child's pose stretch again. So bottom back to your heels, sink yourself down for me, relax into it. Arms in front if that's comfortable. If you prefer your arms by your side, that's cool. And breathe. Come forwards on your hands and knees. We're going to go into some little cat stretches. So just line yourself up with your hands underneath shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Little gap between your knees. First of all, drop your head down between your arms and arch your back right up towards the ceiling and stretch through your spine. Allow your stomach to come down towards the mat and the gaze across the room out in front of you. And then head drops down between your arms, arch your back right up towards the ceiling and open up through that spine. Tummy comes down, gaze goes across the room. 2 more each way. Head drops down between your arms, arch your back right up towards the ceiling and open up through that spine. Tummy comes down, gaze goes out. 1 more in each direction. Head drops down, arch your back right up towards the ceiling and open through your spine. And then last one, tummy comes down, gaze goes out, and then rest in neutral. So nice neutral spine, weight bearing through your little fingers so you can physically lift your thumbs up off of the mat. Gaze is out about a hand pace and a half in front. We're going to start with some single arms today for quadruped. So you're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to slide your hands along the mat, lift your arm up in line with your shoulder, and then bring it back down. Changing side, hand slides along the mat, lift the arm up for me, and then bring it all the way down. Nice and relax your head, neck and shoulders. Inhaling first, exhale, and down. Keeping that broadness across your chest, keeping the weight bearing through your little fingers. Head stays in line with your spine, so where you first put your gaze out and about 2 hand paces in front, your gaze remains there. Last one here, slide the arm out, lift it up for me, and then bring it down. Maintain that weight bearing through little fingers. We're moving to legs. Slide your toes along the mat, lift your leg up for me, bring your toes back to the mat, slide your leg underneath without your pelvis moving. Opposite side, slide the leg out, lift it up, make it long but not too high, toes to the mat and underneath. Inhale, exhale, and bring them down. That exhale breath helps you to maintain your rib to hip connection. That rib to hip connection helps maintain the stability through your torso. Shoulders, they're well away from your ears. One more on each side. Foot down, glide in, and last one, out and down. Okay, opposite arm and leg now. Breathe in first. Breathe out to slide opposite arm and leg up. Lift them up for me. Return them back to the mat. Change sides. Inhale first. Exhale, opposite arm and leg go out. Lift them up and then bring them back down. That gaze of yours hasn't changed positions. You still have your head in line with your spine and you're looking about a hand pace and a half in front. Nice and controlled through the torso. We've got one more on each side. Opposite arm and leg, glide them out, lift them up for me, and then bring them down. Last one. Opposite arm and leg go out, lift them up, and then bring them down. Pause on all fours. Wriggle yourself forwards right to the end of your mat. Take both of your legs to the left-hand side of your mat. Pick up your left foot, pack it back in the middle of your mat, and slide your leg down. You're going to come right down onto your forearms if you can. You're going to sink yourself into that hip and you're going to stretch it out. You're going to take some nice big deep breaths. You should feel that stretch in your right hip. And breathe. Pigeon. Pigeon, sometimes this stretch is called number 4. Bit of a yoga pose as well. Breathe. Okay. Let's come back up onto all fours. Let's take both of our legs to the right. Let's pick up our out foot, slide it down the mat. You're going to work yourself down onto your forearms and again sink into that. Nice big deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. And breathe. Breath will help you to move. Okay, one more breath pattern. Then slowly come out of it. You're going to bring yourself up to a sitting position. You're going to stretch your legs out long and straight. You're going to grab your band. I'm going to flick myself around so you can see me in this manner. So legs out long and straight, you have your band in your hand. I want you to hold your band resting in the palms of your hand, but with a bit of a grip. Not too much, bit of grip. Sitting nice and tall. Elbows are tucked into your waistline. So I want you to try and keep your elbow tucked in. Imagine that I've got a $50 note. I've put that $50 note in between your elbow and your waist, and you're holding that note. There's one under each arm. If you can continue to hold that $50 note, you get to keep the $50 note. If you drop it, I get it. Okay? So hands holding the band, not too much tension, keeping the waistline, the elbows tucked to the waistline. Pull the band apart with your arms and bring it back. Breathe in, breathe out, and back. So elbows staying tucked into your waistline, gently drawing the band apart and pulling it back. Shoulders nice and relaxed, they're away from your ears. So elbow tucked in, arms coming apart, sitting nice and tall. You should feel your shoulder blades gliding into the middle of your spine. We've got 3 to go. Gently draw apart, pull back, use your breath, exhale, pull back, and last one, draw apart, pull back, and rest. Take your band and take it right across your shoulders so you're in a nice long line. Flex your feet, your toes are pulled towards your nose, and a little bit of gap between your feet. You're sitting up nice and tall. Now, if this position is uncomfortable, you could have your hands across your chest and just get rid of your band. We're going into twist. We're going to go towards the left first. Take a breath in, breathe out, twist yourself around towards the left. Come through the center, twist yourself towards the right. Exhale as you twist. Arms staying out nice and long and straight. Feet are flexed and feet are still. Try not to let them move. Sitting up as tall as you can. Your rib cage is lifted right up off of the top of your pelvis. Nice and controlled. If you feel your legs moving, you're going to gently push down on the foot that you're twisting towards. And nice big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. One more each way. Exhale to twist. Through the center. Last one to the other side. And get back to the middle, pause. Untangle yourself out of your band. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll. Roll them in one direction and roll them in the other direction. Take your band, wrap it around your feet and cross your band over. Hold your band in your palms. So I've got hold of the band in my palms. Sit up nice and tall and straight. Thumbs. You're going to bring your thumbs to your armpits. So thumb comes to armpits, nice broad shoulders, and pull them back. You're rowing. Bit of tension on the band, not too much that you feel like that band is going to snap. Breathing, exhale as you row. Back you come. Thumbs come to armpits, you're sitting up nice and tall. Looking across your room, keep your eyes on the spot, whatever you're looking at, that helps you to sit up nice and tall. Broad elbows, as you come up, those thumbs come up towards your armpits. We're going to do 3 more. And back. 2 more. And back. And last one, thumbs to armpits. And relax. Uncross your band, keep your band in your hands, but not holding on for dear life. We're going to roll up and down in a second. We're going to use our bands for a bit of assistance. So if you're not already there, wriggle yourself to the end of the mat so you've got room. Sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. You're slowly going to roll down onto the mat for me. Your band is going to lengthen out. Your arms are going to stay holding onto that band. Breathe in. As you exhale, your chin comes to your chest and slowly roll yourself back. Let the band help you. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale first. Tuck the chin to the chest. Scoot through the belly. Try to go down bit by bit with your spine. Nice long breath all the way out. Inhale there. Tuck the chin to the chest. If you don't breathe, you're likely to get stuck part way. Scoop the belly. Peel the spine down bit by bit by bit. Nice controlled head, neck and shoulders landing down on the mat. And then slowly come all the way back up. Now if you're up for it, you can let go of the band and get rid of it and keep rolling. Otherwise keep hold of the band. Tuck the chin to the chest. Scoop of the belly. Long breath all the way out for me. Arms going right over the top of your head. I want you to use 2 breaths to come up if you're using arms. Your first breath will float your arms to the ceiling, and then you'll inhale, exhale to peel yourself up off of the mat, and you're going to sit up nice and tall. So we've got 3 in total, we've got 2 to go. Long breath all the way down, arms going right over the top of your head. You could still be holding your band, you could be resting. If your arm's coming with you, you've got 2 breaths. First breath brings the hands to the ceiling, second breath rolls you all the way up. And last one, scoop of the belly, chin to chest, down you go. Long breath all the way out. Arms over the top of your head. And last one, float them to the ceiling. Lift your head, neck and shoulders up. Roll yourself all the way up to the top. Keep coming forwards and grab hold of your calves. Maybe you can reach your ankles, maybe you can reach the bottom of your feet, and just stretch yourself right out. Feel it in your back, feel it in your hamstrings. Try not to let your shoulders creep too far up by your ears, and breathe. Then gently go of your legs and slowly come up and just sit for a minute. You can feel a bit lightheaded. Your band's in the way, just tuck your band out towards the side for me. Alright, your spines are nice and warm, so we're going to do some rolling like a ball. So you're going to bring yourself forwards to the end of the mat. Make sure you've got room behind you to roll. Today, balance might be all you're up for, and that's fine. See if you can balance here. Tuck yourself into a little ball. Otherwise, hands can be underneath your knees or wrapped around your shins. Either is fine, but watch your shoulders don't creep up by your ears. So if you think ballroom arms, nice and wide, elbows slightly bent, gaze down to your pelvis, shoulders away from your ears. Find your balance on your sit bones by floating your feet up off the mat. Remember, the first one doesn't count. You're going to inhale to go back and exhale to come back up. So you'll breathe in to roll yourself back. You'll breathe out to come back up and balance at the top. Keep looking towards your pelvis. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to roll up. Trying for a nice little quiet roll like a ball. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Use your breath to help you. Try not to flick too much with your feet. I can feel myself flicking here. Inhaling back. Exhale up. That's better. Shoulders relaxed. No tension. You're in a little bubble. You're in a little ball. Try to keep yourself in that little ball. And try not to go onto your head, neck and shoulders. If you're going onto your head, neck and shoulders, you're going too far. Inhale back. Exhale up. We're going to do one more. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, roll up. Pause at the top. Rest for a second. We're going to do 4 more. You can stick with roll like a ball, or you can step it up and come with me and go with open leg rocker. With open leg rocker, we want your legs apart. With open leg rocker, as much as possible, we want your legs straight. Don't overthink it. It's the same movement as roll like a ball, but we have lengthened the lever. So first of all, let's just walk you through this. Find your balance on your sit bones. Have your hands under your knees. Let's do under knees today. First of all, stretch one leg out long and straight, and then bend it in. Stretch your other leg out long and straight. Bend it in. Back to the first side. Long and straight. Bend it in. Last one. Okay, we're going to do both legs at the same time. Both legs long and straight for me. Bend them in. 2 more like that. Long and straight. Bend them in. Last one. Long and straight. Bend them in. Take them to long and straight and hold them there. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to roll back up and balance at the top. Inhale back. Got 4, remember? Exhale up. Inhaling back. Exhaling up. Ooh. Last one. Inhale back. Exhale up. Pause at the top. And rest. Stretch your legs out long. Have your heels just over the edge of the mat. So heels are just off. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to roll down fully and we're going to stay down. So breath in. Tuck the chin to the chest. Roll yourself all the way down. Take your arms right over the top of your head. Circle your arms around and bring them down by your side. Bend your knees to me. Have your feet hip width distance apart. Make sure your shoulders are tucked away from your ears. Take your arms out on a 45-degree angle. So they're wider than the mat on a 45-degree angle. You're going to float one leg to 90 degrees and you're going to hold it there. You're going to take a breath in and bring your second leg to join it. You're going to glue your knees and feet together. Your shins are horizontal to the ceiling. Your arms are gently engaged into the floor. You've got to use them to help you. We're going to go to the left first. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Knees and feet go to the left. Your hip lifts up off of the mat. Slowly and controlled, you come back through the center to where you started, and you're going to go across to the right hand side. Use your breath to help you. Imagine your knees are glued together, so try not to let them slip apart. Your shins are staying horizontal to the ceiling. Your pelvis rolls through neutral when you come through the centre. You're not going so far that you feel your shoulder lifting up off of the mat. Arms gently engaged into the mat. They're not jammed in, but they are assisting you. You're going slowly. It's easy to rock and roll through here. We want you to use your obliques and go with control. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing out. Okay, you got one more each way. Knees and feet go over. Arms stay connected to the floor. I want you to make sure you finish on your right hand side. And then when you get back to the middle, pause. From this position, or you can put your feet down if you like. Take your knees right over to the left. Let them go all the way to the floor and take your gaze over your right shoulder. And breathe. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing into the back of your rib cage. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Let those hips stretch out. One more breath pattern here. Then tummy muscles are switched on. Glue your knees together. Pull your legs through the centre of the mat and drop them to the right hand side and look over your left shoulder. And breathe. Nice big deep breaths. Keep breathing into the back of your ribs. Opening up through those hips. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, keeping your feet on the mat, just slide your feet back into the centre of the mat. Roll onto your side. We're going to go into a set of book openings. So you're going to rest your head in on your arm, knees are bent, feet are tucked back in line with your hip, chin's up off of your chest, hand comes down on the floor in front of you. Hand is in line with your shoulder, okay? Not too high, not too low. Knees are squeezed together, they're glued together, so you're not going to let your hips swing backwards. First two are going to come to the ceiling and then we'll add on. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to float your arm to the ceiling. Your gaze follows your hand and then bring your hand back down to the floor. Inhale first, exhale, arm comes to the ceiling, gaze follows your hand and then bring your hand back down to the floor. Okay, we're going to add on. Exhale, arm comes to the ceiling. Moving into rotation, keeping your knees and your hips nice and still. Lengthen your arm to the ceiling and all the way back to the floor. Breath pattern. Breathing in first, breathe out, back you go. Knees are gently squeezed together, hips are nice and still. Lengthen your arm to the ceiling and bring it back to the floor. So your gaze follows your hand, your shoulder blade glides into the middle of your spine, the bottom part of your body is not moving. Lengthen that long arm to the ceiling and bring it back to the floor. We're going to do two more, we're going to hang out there on the last one. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. Knees are squeezed together, arm is nice and long. Lengthen it to the ceiling and back to the floor. Last one, we're going to hang out there. So you're going to go to the ceiling. You're going to move into rotation, and when you find that point where you just cannot get any further, that is where your knees can slip apart. See if you can get your arm further to the ground. You might get it to the ground, you might not. And that's where you're going to stay for me. We've got a couple of breaths here, let it all stretch out. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, knees are squeezed together again, tummy muscles are switched on, lengthen that arm to the ceiling and bring it all the way back to the floor. We're going to change sides, flip yourself around for me. Lie down, knees are bent, feet are tucked in behind you, head's resting down on your arm for me. Chin's up off of your chest. Top arms on the floor again in front of you, hands in line with your shoulder, knees gently squeezed together. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to bring your arm to the ceiling, your gaze follows your hand, and then you're going to return your hand back down to the floor. Inhale first, exhale, arm comes to the ceiling, gaze follows the hand, and then bring the hand back down to the floor. Okay, we're going to move into rotation. So your arm comes to the ceiling, you're rotating further back, your knees are squeezed together. You're going to lengthen your arm to the ceiling and bring it all the way back to the floor. So there's no movement through the bottom part of your body. The top part of your body is rotating back, and you're just going to the range that's comfortable for you today. Your arm is long and your breath is matching the movement. As your arm comes to the ceiling and your gaze follows it, your shoulder blade glides into the middle of your spine. There's no movement with those knees. Then lengthen the arm to the ceiling and bring it back to the floor. We're going to do 2 more. On the last one, we're going to hang out there, arm to the ceiling. Go into that rotation. Keep your knees squeezed together for this one. Lengthen your arm to the ceiling and back to the floor. Okay, the last one, we're going to hang out there. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. Go to the point that you just cannot get any further, and then that is the point that your knees can slide apart. We'll get further to the ground. And breathe here for me. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Tummy muscles switched on, knees squeezed together, lengthen your arm to the ceiling and bring it back to the floor. I'm going to get you to roll over and onto your back. I want you to lie down with your knees bent and your feet hip width distance apart. Arms are coming down by your side, chins up off of your chest. Alright team, repeat your body scan. So start at your head, neck and shoulder area. Now what do you feel is touching the mat and what isn't? Work your way through your ribs. What's touching and what isn't? Down through that lower back. Again, what's touching, what isn't? Into your hips. Down through your hips, lower back, and finally to your feet. You should feel a little bit more of your body is in connection to the mat. Now we're going to sit up. You can do one assisted roll up with me, or you can come to sitting up in another manner. Otherwise, float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath in, second leg joins it, hands tuck underneath your knees, arms are straight. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest. You're going to push your feet away from you, and you're going to roll yourself up, and you're just going to sit for a minute. And make sure you don't feel dizzy or lightheaded. Whilst you're sitting, grab your band, you're going to bring it with you. If you're feeling okay, you're going to come up to standing. If you're not feeling okay, you're going to stay where you are. Once you come up to standing, you're going to bring your band with you, and you're going to have your band down in front of you with just a little bit of grip in your hands, all right? Not too much. You can add more, you can take less later, otherwise just a bit of a grip. Feet hip width distance apart, standing nice and tall. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out to float your arms just straight to the ceiling, nice long arms, and then you're going to bring them all the way back down. So you're going to inhale breath first, exhale to float those arms to the ceiling, and then bring them down. Okay, we're going to do one more like that. Breathing in, breathe out, arms to the ceiling, and down. Now that might be the best range for you today. Otherwise, you're going to come with me and go a bit further. Maybe take a little bit less tension into your band. Arms come to the ceiling, take them right over the top of your head. Go to the range that's good for you, and then bring it all the way back. Try and make both arms go at the same time. Try not to bend one arm. So reach right up, go right back. Nice stretch through the chest, nice roll through the shoulders. If it's too much, you can just work to the ceiling. Or you could just work to your shoulder line in front of your body. As you go up and over, try not to let your body move. It's just your arms we're trying to move. And then bring it all the way back. Okay, and the next one, you're going to hold your arms above your head. Okay, let's bend to one side. Then if you can, pull that band down towards your side. Bring your arm back up, stand back up. Bend to the opposite side. Pull the band down towards your side. Bring your band back up, stand back up. Let's go again. Move it to the side. Pull the band down. Bring the band back up. And over to the other side. Band pulls down. Band comes back up. Pause. Bring the band back down in front of your thighs. We're going to do two more, right up and over. Inhale first, exhale, up you go and over you go. Nice big opening and stretch through your chest, and then bring it all the way back. Okay, last one. Inhale first, exhale, up and over you go. Nice big stretch through your chest, Bring it back. When you get to the front paws, drop your band out in front of you, away from you, out of the way. Standing nice and tall still, arms down by your side, shoulders away from your ears. We're going to roll up and down, a little gap between those feet so your hip width distance apart. You're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest and you're going to roll your body forwards. You're keeping your hips directly above your heels as much as you can. Try not to swing your hips. Pause here, take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, scoop through your belly and slowly roll back up. You're going to come right to the top. You're going to check you don't feel dizzy or lightheaded. If you are, you're staying where you are, standing upright. Otherwise, come with me. Tuck of the chin to the chest, down you go. One long breath all the way out. Let those arms of yours hang. Pause here. Breathe in, lead with the tailbone. Tuck the tailbone under, scoop through the belly and slowly come back up. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Breathing in first, chin to chest. Down you go. Long breath all the way out. Let those arms hang. Pause here. Inhale, tailbone tuck, scoop through the belly and slowly come back up. Standing tall. We're going to do one more each way. Breath in, chin to chest. Down you go. Let all the air out of your lungs. Make room for clean air for me. Pause at the bottom and breathe in. Leading with your tailbone, tuck your tailbone under, scoop through your belly and slowly coming back up, standing up nice and tall. You've got one to go. Inhale first, tuck of the chin to the chest, down you go. Long breath all the way out. Arms are hanging. Pause there. Breathe in. Lead with the tailbone, scoop through the belly. Slowly come back up, stand for a second. We're going to take it into a nice big deep stretch. So coming up onto your tippy toes, take your arms out towards the side, bring your arms right up towards the ceiling, and then slowly down. Breathe out as you come all the way. Heels returning to the floor. Inhale first, exhale, arms to the side, onto your tippy toes. Reach your arms right up towards the ceiling. Open up through the fingers and the palms of the hands, and slowly all the way down. You're going to do two more. On the next two, I want you to feel like your arms are moving through water. So inhale first, exhale, up you come onto your tippy toes and reach and reach and reach and reach and reach. And then lengthen your arms, open through the palms of your hand. Bring your arms down like you're pushing them through water. They're nice and strong. And last one, inhale first, exhale, out you go, up you go. And then slowly down, heels returning to the floor. You're going to roll your shoulders. You're going to roll your shoulders in one direction. Then you're going to roll them in the other direction. Enjoy that class. See how you go. Any queries or concerns, you know where to find me. You've got it for 7 days, so do it as many times as you like. Enjoy, and I'll see you all soon. Bye now.